Am I ugly?
No, God made no one ugly.
Oh, thanks.
But who the hell made you?
Here's the easiest solution when you can't remember the name of any song or a singer. Are you ready? You just need to upload a video of you singing any part of the song on YouTube. And it will immediately get a copyright strike. You'll soon find out the name of the song, the name of the singer, and the name of producer's second cousin. So you bought an IKEA bookshelf and tried to assemble it yourself. It didn't work, so you read the whole manual and tried for 3 more hours. Now your bookshelf looks like a chair with only one leg. 3 of your tools are missing, and you have 18 leftover screws. But let me tell you a secret. Not only you will not be able to assemble any furniture ever, but your wife is also going to leave you for your brother who works in an IKEA factory. So have a nice day and don't rush to your inevitable death. Ever stepped on someone's foot and felt so embarrassed? Here are 3 steps that might help you. Step 1. Start breakdancing. Drop on the floor and start busting some moves. That way you'll impress them enough to forget about the pain. Plus, you might become the next TikTok sensation. Step 2. Blame it on your shoes. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. These shoes are new and I haven't figured out how to walk in them. It's not like anyone would believe you, but it's worth a shot. Step 3. Pretend to faint. Just fall on the ground and pretend you passed out. It's a great way to distract people from the fact that you stepped on someone's foot. Plus, it's a great excuse to skip work or school. Are you grossed out every time you have to clean your shower drain? Don't worry, because balding is actually becoming more common every day. Factors like stress, diet, and even hair treatments themselves are turning Jason Momoas into Jason Statham's. Listening to motivational speakers usually just leaves me more lost and confused. They're trying to inspire us to achieve our dreams, but all I hear is, wake up early, work hard, and eventually you too can be tired and broke. Who needs motivation when you have coffee and regret? Am I right? We all know someone like Jack. They borrow some money and then they disappear from your life completely, leaving you brokenhearted and broke. Today you need that money, and I'm here to give you the only solution. Forget about Jack and all the fond memories you had with your ex-best friend. Call George and borrow the money you need today. Hey George. Oh, and by the way, have a nice day and don't rush to your inevitable death. Yes, I needed some. Get a head start on practicing for your golden years. Hey there, sleepyhead. Ever experienced a moment when you're about to drift into dreamland, suddenly realize you have to go pee? Don't panic. Instead of getting up, just wear some adult diapers to bed. After all, around 50% of people develop urinary incontinence as they age. So you might as well. So while you're trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle, did you know that 60% of cancers actually rise from non-modifiable risk factors? In other words, they're not due to lifestyle choices and they cannot be prevented. Jordan Peterson, is he the Freud of our time? Probably not.
Really?
But if you keep following his advice, you too can start crying about everything, just like him. So,
Clean up your room.
as you rush to your inevitable death. If you live in a big house or apartment, your Wi-Fi signal might just be too weak at certain spots. Here's an easy way to fix your problem. Just move to Singapore. There you won't be able to afford living in a house more than 500 square feet. And remember, don't rush to your inevitable death. Nothing screams healthy relationship but accusing your ex of spying on you. Have you ever forgotten any of your passwords? Here are 3 ways to recover them really fast. Step 1. Start typing random numbers and letters until you get it. It's like playing a game of password roulette. Who knows, maybe you will hit the jackpot the first try. Step 2. Make a voodoo doll of yourself and start poking yourself with a needle until you remember the password. The pain will jog your memory, and if it doesn't, you'll have a new hobby. Step 3. Call your ex and ask if they remember your password. Since the idea of eating insects might be disgusting to you, you should check out the FDA's Defect Levels Handbook. It allows 1 maggot in a can of fruit juice. Curry powder is allowed up to 100 insect fragments in just 25 grams. Do you usually have problems falling asleep because your bed is not comfy enough? Don't worry, instead check yourself in one of those Buddhist temples, where your bed and pillows will be made of stone and your own sweaty robes. That way, after you achieve nirvana and decide to release yourself from that temple, you start to appreciate your bed. And hey, don't rush to your inevitable death. It's 2 hours past your lunchtime. You've been watching that international food review show. And you tell yourself, man, I'm gonna fly to Thailand and enjoy a dish of that special seafood with sprinkled gold in that luxury restaurant. But here's something you need to know before you buy your first class tickets. Not only you will never eat that special dish served for thousands of dollars, but you only have enough for McDonald's. So stop watching those food reviews, go boil yourself an egg, and don't rush to your inevitable death. There's a lot of useless advice about facing your problems, but assuming any of them would work, how can you face your problem if your problem is your face? So you can't find the love of your life. Your beautiful crush has just sealed the deal with someone whose body count is in 3 digits. Don't worry, there is a way to deal with your depression. Just search for the increasing rate of divorce. You'll find out all those lovebirds are eventually separated. And instead of trying to find a great relationship, now you can renew that premium account and buy more of those discount lotions. So have a nice one, and don't rush to your inevitable death. ChatGPT, mid-journey or end of our journey. Remember how those sci-fi movies try to warn us how an AI would actually end our world? Stop worrying because it's already happening. People will lose their jobs because AI can write your analytic reports in 3 seconds without the errors you usually make because your morning coffee was late. France is using robots in hospitals and brothels, and militaries all across the planet are already using AI for enemy analytics reports. So try to have some fun with ChatGPT as you rush to your inevitable death. If you're in a romantic date and the guy tells you he's forgotten to buy protection, simply reply, "That's great because I'm ready to be a mom," and watch him magically conjure protection out of thin air. Why are you lacking self-discipline? The reason might not be what you think, but one of these things. However, since obtaining any of these things would be hard as well, instead of self-discipline, try to obtain maximum fun. Hey, don't rush to your inevitable death. Did you know that wondrous smell when you cut grass is just a distress signal? You're smelling the silent scream of your law's death. Looking at someone you love makes the brain release chemicals such as oxytocin and dopamine. Together they provide a sense of intense happiness and well-being. But those releases won't be effective after a year. That's how true love dies, and you end up with companionate love. So make a nice dinner for him, or take the garbage out for her, and don't rush to your inevitable death. Your friends make fun of your name? Does it piss you off? But don't worry, in the future there'll be a time when your name is spoken for the very last time. I believe that God created the world in 6 days.
And I believe that the world was created through the Big Bang.
But who caused the Big Bang?
Maybe it was just a really big sneeze from the universe.
No offense, but that's ridiculous.
So is believing in a magical sky daddy.
Well, at least my belief system gives me comfort and hope.
My lack of belief system gives me Sundays off.
Please stand by.
Have you ever had trouble with customer service? Praying to God is a lot like that. You're not sure if anyone's on the other end or if they're even listening to you, but you hope that someone is there to help. And sometimes you get put on hold forever, or you get transferred to the wrong department altogether.
Thanks for calling customer service.
Can I become a millionaire if I just close my eyes and imagine stacks of cash in front of me? It's a nice thought, but it's not really practical, is it? That's exactly like faith, because with faith, in order to believe in something, you have to believe in it. But Andrew Tate, what an interesting guy. Not only he's been inspiring people for the past few years, but has managed to get himself arrested quite a few times now. It's really great that you're following this inspiring man, because now you too can hope to be arrested someday. The only difference is, since you don't have the money or the connections, your stay will probably be a long one. So have a nice cell as you rush to your inevitable death. In prison. Probably. No matter how hard you try, it seems you can't make it on YouTube, Instagram, and other social media platforms, right? Don't worry, because I'm here to tell you, despite your sincere and hard efforts, your social media fame will pretty much never happen. You will also lose all your real-life friends in the process of spending all day thinking about ideas that no one cares about. So make a nice video as you rush to your inevitable death. Are you living a healthy life? Besides eating organic food and you going to the gym and doing whatever with your chakras, did you know that cement has radioactivity due to the natural presence of radionuclides? And that's what buildings are made of. So instead of a cheat meal, start a cheat lifetime and enjoy the rest of your days in your modern hazardous environment as you rush to your inevitable death. So after studying science and becoming an atheist, you tell yourself, since the universe is a product of chance and life by evolution, and since there is no rhyme or reason to the grand scheme of things, pretty much everything is completely meaningless. But don't worry, I'm here to tell you you're exactly right. So what can you do? Nothing, because anything and everything that you do would also be meaningless. But hey, try to have some fun as you rush to your inevitable death. We are free to make our own choices, but the more choices we have, the harder it is to make a decision. So do you think we're free, or are we trapped by our own options? Let me know in the comments. Are you always mistreated and feel used and taken for granted? Instead of trying to find better friends, start being completely and utterly useless. That way no one can use you anymore, as people can't use you if you're being completely useless. And hey, don't rush to your inevitable death.